Hello YouTube pipers, Double O Pipe here. I'm going to go with my corn cob again. In it I have some of my Captain Black grape and still no bit on here. Nice day out there. You'd almost think fall was here. But fall around here doesn't usually arrive until sometime in October. Temperature-wise, I'm talking about. Usually it's summer up through October. I tell you, that little bag of grape smells good when you open it up. And it tastes right nice when you're smoking it. I have to thank you, David, for sending that. I really appreciate it. And I made a cup of coffee. I think it was Folger's Black Silk in those little cups. I'm really sorry they stopped making this. I went to the company's website and sent them an email asking them to please begin production of this once more. Of course, I haven't heard from them. And I don't think one email to them asking for this is going to bring it back. But I might get in touch with some of these online tobacconists who make approximate mixtures to certain blends and ask them if they could maybe try it. They might, I don't know. But we can try that avenue too. Perhaps some of you out there who are curious about this might want to send an email to the company itself. And see if a lot of emails, flood them with emails, and see if a lot of them would give them pause to think, we might have made a mistake. But I really like it, and I'm very sorry that they stopped making it. Wonder if I could get a plain tobacco, put it in one of those glass things, get some grape Kool-Aid, and make that grape Kool-Aid real concentrated, and soak it up in a sponge and stick it in the top of that thing that goes into it, the lid, and let that soak for a while and see if that would give me the same thing. I guess that might do the same thing. I don't know. Might give it a try. Seems like I've seen some things that you can soak and stick to the lids of a jar. You might have to go in there and stir that tobacco up a bit, but give it some time. It might just work. I don't know. Just grape Kool-Aid's about the only thing I can think of. Excuse me. That has that grape aroma to it. Of course, that grape concentrate in a jar might be better. I know they used to have it when I was growing up. Like that orange concentrate that you would make orange juice from, you could make grape juice from the grape concentrate. I'll have to look around and see if I can find some of that. I might just have, excuse me, might just have to give it a try. I think some smoke hit something in there that stopped it from the function right, paralyzed it. I think I talked a while back about the job I had at a local. Well, it's a frog and it won't go away. In a local factory that made rubber gloves and rubber blankets for electric linemen. The blankets they would throw over the lines to protect them, and the gloves were made for protection against they were very, very thick. Anyway, I worked for them 3 summers in a row. And the last one I had a different boss from the last 2 summers, or the previous 2 summers. And I was starting college after that summer. Yeah, I was starting college. And it was the last summer I worked there. And this new boss came up to me and said, I know you're going to college, and I want to give you this card. It's a card that'll get you into the club. A friend of mine and myself are pulling together, excuse me, just off King Street, which was the main drag of Charleston, in the upper echelon of Charlestonians in that area. And it was called the Brick. This thing doesn't seem to be sitting right. It was called the Brick. A little nightclub. You go in, drink beer, drinks, dance. And he said, I'd like you to frequent the place and bring your friends by. We need the business. We're only just opening up. And we want it to be a success. And we put it this close to the college, which is the College of Charleston downtown, so that the students could make it down here. And I said, okay. He said, I'll sign my name on the back so you can get in for free. And you can sign your name right under it. I said, okay, sounds good to me. Well, first couple of 3 weeks in school was kind of hectic, so we didn't make it there. But during that time, I made a friend who was new to the area and a freshman in college, just like me. We were about the same size, because I'm a short guy, always have been, always will be. So we became pretty good friends. We started doing things together. So Thursday, I talked to him and I said, how would you like to, let's go to this place? And I pulled out the card and I said, it's called the Brick. And it's a place that my old boss owns. He said, is there drinking? I said, yeah, there's drinking. That's why we're going. He said, there's going to be women there? I said, yeah, I think there's going to be women there. He said, hell yeah, I want to go. So we made plans. Now, we had never had a few drinks together, so I had no idea what his, let's say, his inebriated side was like. I knew what mine was like. I'm just a happy drunk. Or I was, back in those days. Well, we got there. I don't know, I guess the sun had gone down a couple hours prior to our getting there. We didn't mess around with that beer stuff. We got us some real drinks. I used to drink scotch way back when. And I ordered scotch. And he ordered whatever he wanted. And I said, come over here, I want you to meet my boss. And he walked over there and I introduced him. The boss said, welcome to my place. It's rocking pretty good. You must have passed around the word. And I said, oh yeah, I passed around the word all right. There was a big crowd there. People listening to music and dancing and standing at the bar drinking. Small groups all around. Lighting was very dim, but how you like it when you're at a night scene. The music seemed to be not loud, but loud enough that you could dance to it and hear it, the words. Of course, later at night, when the noise of the crowd rose, the noise of the band rose also. Well, I was standing around talking to somebody looking to see if I could find me a woman. And I lost track of my friend. I didn't know where he was. And I said, I guess he's having a good time. Maybe he met somebody and went home. Who knows? Well, my boss came over to me and said, Ricky? I said, yeah, what's up? He said, your friend. I said, yeah, I lost track of him. You know where he is? He said, I sure do. And I want you to go get him. And I want you to get the hell out of here and never bring him back. I said, why? What's wrong? He said, come with me. So he walked me outside and he pointed. And my buddy was running across all the cars in the parking lot on the hoods, back and forth, back and forth. He said, get him off of those cars, get him into your car, and get him the hell out of here. I said, yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I have no idea. So, I pulled him down off of the hood of the car. I don't know why the hell he was doing that. It must have been 11 o'clock at night and he was running across the hoods of people's cars. So I got him in the car and I said, you think you need to go home? He said, well, I don't want to go back to the dorm. I got a friend who has an apartment by the college. Would you take me over there? So I said, sure. Well, we got near the college and I parked the car and I was walking with him over to his friend's place. And he knocked on the door and the fellow opened the door and he said, come on in. I said, I think I'm going to go on home. I've had it for the night. And the guy said, okay, we'll see you later. And he took my buddy inside. And I was walking back to my car. I was about a block away. And I heard that door slam. And I saw my buddy run out of that place, screaming his head off. And he ran through the archway across the campus. And I never saw him again. I said, what the hell? Come to find out, we didn't run into this that much. Come to find out, this friend of his had designs on him. Like I say, back in those days, we didn't run into this that much. I mean, it happened, but we always walked away from this kind of crap. But I found out a couple of weeks later, because he left. He never came back. He left the campus. He left college. And he never came back. So I tried to find out what the heck happened. Come to find out, this friend that he had gone to stay with made a pass at him. No, this was a volatile guy. He didn't do that to this guy. Well, he never came back to the college, but he went to college somewhere else. Lost track of him. 20 years later, I heard that he was a librarian somewhere in either Washington State or somewhere in that area. But he never got back in touch with me, so he was when he had a snoot full, he was a pretty wild guy. And I never went back to the brick because my boss didn't want me back there because I had such friends come over. So it was it was a learning experience. Oh, jeepers. I can't get this thing to stay lit. Well, let's find another lighter because I don't feel like stooping over to get that. That was wow. I lost track of all the friends that I made there. One of the fellas named gave everybody a, well, just about everybody a nickname. I don't know why he gave them nicknames as he did, but one he called Bubblegum. The next one I know why he gave him that name. He called him Jug Band because he had a, I don't know whether it was a jug or something else that you have in a jug band, and he used to play that all the time. Lost track of that guy too. Oh, me. Yep, that was a learning experience. The brick stayed around for a while. That little place, it was it was a nice little club. It was about a half a block away from King Street on a side street. Had a parking area, one that had them lined up so you could run across the so you could run across the hoods of the cars. I don't I don't think that was the intention of having a parking lot like that. Well, let me let you go. It's a nice Sunday, sunny after a couple of days of rain. Yards of the lake again. I threw some wildflower seeds out in a depressed area after raking up the leaves so the soil was bared. I figured the rain would help them sprout, so we'll see what kind of flowers I got. My daughter sent them to me in the mail. They're South Carolina wildflower seeds. I've been wanting to do that for a while, and I told her, and she surprised me with them. So we'll see. I'll let you know. Take pictures if they pop up and they're pretty. Well, I'm just taking up your time now. Thanks for coming by, sharing a pipe. Sorry I don't have enough Captain Black grape to go around. Maybe if we all email them, they might double think that stopping the production of it. So give it some thought. Write an email. ask for them to bring it back. Thanks for sharing time with me. I appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. God bless you. Till the next time. Bye-bye.